Rolling.
Rolling. So, this is my first video. Welcome to the Ready to Go channel. Why are we here? Man, I really have no idea why I'm making these videos, but the why, if you held a gun to my head and asked me why, I would say it is because I want to collect my thoughts and share it with the world. If no one else watches this, I would still use this as a repository of my thoughts to study how my own thinking changes over time. And I can also probably use it to train an LLM on all of this content that I'm putting. So the energy behind this channel is about being ready to go. Right? I have no plans on how I'm going to create these videos. I have no particular content creation calendar in place for the whole year. I have no idea of what specifically I'm going to talk about. I have no idea how to monetize this or how this can turn into a platform to grow a business around. None of that really matters to me at this point of time. And what really counts and what really gets me going is having that ready to go energy, which means whether I have the answers or not, am I ready to go? Like that's my channel. I'm always asking myself this every single morning when I wake up. Am I ready to go today? Every time I want to do something, but I'm afraid of doing it, I ask myself, am I ready to go? Every time I have doubt or am uncertain about why I'm doing certain things, I just ask myself, am I ready to go? That's an energy that borders on anxiety, on nervousness, on urgency, on a sense of immediacy. And it could be something that's seen as a setback, but the way I look at it, I think of it as a jetpack. I'm like, right here, right now, I wanted to shoot this video because it's Jan 1st and I wanted to put out something. I want to start the channel and start 2025 with a bang. And I was just sitting and thinking, okay, I'm going to shoot this. And then I was like, okay, I'll wait for a golden hour and I'll shoot this in the evening. Then I realized I'm not carrying my tripod. I was about to go back and then pick up a tripod. And then I met a friend and we were sitting and having this conversation around his YouTube channel. And another friend calls up and he's like, hey, I'm passing by. Are you around? And then he is in the cinematography space, so he knows the ins and outs of what happens behind the camera. And now all of a sudden, just because I was ready to go and shoot my own video, I now have two friends sitting behind the camera helping me out with this video that you're seeing right now, which could be the start of a complete journey into the unknown, unpredictable, and uncertain, basically chaos, right? And yet I'm ready to go. And when you bring that energy, when you lead into that energy, things just happen, right? I wouldn't be sitting here doing this with this particular vibe if it wasn't for the people sitting on the other side of the camera, because every single person brings a certain energy to that space. And everything that I'm saying today is not just what's going on inside my head, but is also influenced by the people around me right now. And everything that I am talking to you will probably influence your thoughts, your ideas, your thinking. But what I really care about is not influencing your thoughts and your ideology as much as influencing that impetus to action. I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to go? Right? If you're not, what can you do to get ready to go? Right. So ready to go isn't just me. Ready to go is a vibe. Ready to go is a state of immediacy. It's not an anxious energy as much as it is an immediate energy. It's not a sense of urgency, but it's a sense of what can I possibly do right now towards my goals, towards my dreams? What's that minimum viable action I can take in this moment towards creating something, towards moving in the direction of my field. I don't need to know the answers. I don't need to have the game plan. I don't need to have a specific playbook. If I do, great, that's awesome. If I don't, it doesn't take anything away from my impetus to act. Right. And in this moment is infinite possibility. I don't know if this video is going to blow up. I don't know. I don't care. What I do care about is me being able to express what's going on inside of my head and sharing that with all of you. Whether you like it, whether you share it, whether you subscribe it, whether you comment on it, it is the least of my concerns. But what is important and what is imperative for me is to be able to speak my heart out. And it's great to know that there's someone out there listening. Sure, that's awesome. And I love all of that feeling of feedback that, hey man, I'm not just throwing this out into the world for, it's like the whole SETI program. It's like you're just constantly broadcasting stuff into the universe, and you have no idea if aliens out there actually listening to what you're saying, or if they can understand what you're saying, or if they can actually interpret exactly what you mean, even if they understand what you're saying. So, considering all of that, you on the other side of this video could just be as alien to me as aliens are to humans. And yet, that need to connect, that need to feel a sense of interaction, connection, a sense of being heard, a sense of being understood is the core of human existence. So I'm throwing this out here, throwing it out there. Maybe you'll resonate with it, maybe you won't, maybe you'll love it, maybe you won't, maybe you'll hate it, maybe you won't, maybe you'll ignore it, which is probably the worst thing that can happen to a creator's video, right? And I don't really think of myself as a content creator. I think I'm making art. Like everything that I put out there is an expression of myself, my blood, sweat, and tears in the moment, which I'm sharing with you. And me bearing my soul to you on camera is about as naked as it can get. Right. So it's not just creating content as much as it's bearing my art to you. And if this is something that makes you wonder, hey, am I ready to go new? That's what I care. So when you watch this video, ask yourself, are you ready to go? When you wake up every morning, ask yourself, are you ready to go? When you look at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you?